You laid out some proposals there for what that day after could look like. And the first step you've said is that one has to include Hamas in the PLO. Can you explain how that works? Because that is a huge stumbling block for everyone to accept.
Well, it has not been tried, actually. If by everyone you mean the international community, if you mean Israel, Israel is not going to accept anything. Israel, from the very beginning, said no to Palestinian Authority presence in Gaza, and it continues to say that. That's Israel's position. The international community is another matter. Where the international community, including the United States, would eventually stand on the question of including Hamas in Palestinian polity is a proposition that is yet to be tested. And part of the reason, if not really the main reason why that has not happened, is because we Palestinians have not moved to make it happen. And what I would propose, going back to late October of last year, a couple of weeks after October 7th, was to include Hamas in the PLO, which is like an umbrella organization for all Palestinian factions and all. That must include factions that are opposed to the process, because continuing to exclude them would continue to make the PLO not that relevant in the minds, in the eyes of Palestinian people. It's supposed to represent all of us. It's supposed to be our sole legitimate representative. So there is a basic, fundamental, flagrant contradiction of terms here. How can an entity be sole legitimate representative of Palestinian people when majority of Palestinians do not support this platform? The call was not for Hamas to govern Gaza. The call was for Hamas to be included in a leadership framework within the PLO, and a key task of that forum would be to agree to a government, a Palestinian Authority government, that's able to deal with the needs of Palestinian people in Gaza and West Bank. But if I may, just one last point. If you want to connect all of this to the idea of at some point restoring a pathway to Palestinian statehood on the territory Israel occupied in 1967, good part of what needs to be firmly in place as you prepare to do that, and as you actually engage in that kind of process, would be a commitment to nonviolence. The question I ask everyone, how credible can a Palestinian commitment to nonviolence be? It will be seen if Hamas and if those with the guns are not a part of that agreement, that commitment. The PLO, as it stands now, does not include those forces, those factions, the armed factions of the Palestinian, armed Palestinian factions. So unless they are a part of that consensus, no commitment to nonviolence can or should be viewed as credible.